100% to the fullest. We are proudly powered by Bell Lager. Dagenas is my name, Mark Rebo. On behalf of East Africa's #1 night sport governor, Uganda is governing the music business today. Sammy,
what's up?
Talk to me.
Well, we are more than happy to see the Uganda's #1 entertainment, gossip and news guy.
First things first, congratulations, Kasuku.
Yeah.
You have been taking award after award.
Hey.
Yes, this season.
Hey.
Yeah.
It has been your season.
Yeah, it's been, I'm just happy it's paying off.
Yes.
Paid off.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not on radio anymore. Oh, but I'm on KFM. So
yes.
Yeah.
Your day.
It's been my time.
And your work speaks for itself.
I'm glad people have given me my flowers when I'm still young.
Yes.
Kasuku, I want you to take a minute and thank everybody who has believed in you and all the things you have done, and appreciate all the awards.
The subscribers, the sharers, the YouTubers.
Yeah, for starters, I'm not a guy who usually, wants to but I want to thank everybody. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for sharing my work, watching my work, most especially abatamukopa. Not copying is what? There is a technical plagiarism. Hey, abatamujayo. Thank you very much. It means a lot. I mean, I think I'm one of the few people who, after all is said and done, I'm happy because I move around the streets and people say, Kasuku tukwagala nnyo, tusima byokola. So sometimes people never get to hear that until they are dead. But people appreciate me, and I'm happy. But of course, it's me who you have. Who else would,
You had
yes. No surprises.
Definitely. It's whatever I'm getting
that
today.
Absolutely.
I've really worked over the years to have it.
Yeah. What are you doing different this year, though?
This year I'm moving into podcasting. I want to put a lot of emphasis on my digital spaces because I think the world is moving that direction. Ate media katemu kyali sente. So I feel like I need to do something of my own that I can really be in charge of. I can regulate and earn from. So this year I'm going to be doing a lot of digital work. The jobs are coming in. People want me to I'm now like Linda Dane. People want me to to influence for them. I'm actually going to hire a PA because I'm getting
as an example, though.
Yes. That boy is always scared. I don't know why. Yes.
But Linda Dena in a PA.
She has a PA.
Three PAs.
You think you can just talk to her for
business? You
can't talk to her. I know the guy who was dating Linda. Then they broke up. Now the next time he called PA I'm going to squeeze an appointment.
Oh wow! I thought we never knew those things. We left those things.
No, but Linda Den is my buddy. Me and Linda Den are like this. We are like this.
But guys, Rema's manager Kayemba. So Kayemba is supposed to take the calls for people looking for Rema. But when you call Kayemba also has a PA.
Yes. So he's an MP.
MP.
Ate manager.
Kakati oida mu PA.
No for manager.
Nakubuza oyagala MP oyagala manager
wa muyimbi. Noka njagala manager wa muyimbi. Ne bamukuwa
dale kakugamba yongera mwaka sanvu.
Oyagala MP nga bakuweereza constituency. Nje tujjayo Sunday tulinde.
And obviously we have James Propa. James, unlike Kasuku, James is very humble in the sense that he started off as a teacher of math
and now he understands the issues to do with algorithms and the mathematical world of the digital space that you're intentionally investing in. James has spoken in various conferences when it comes to, you know, the digital world and just how much music is being consumed in two aspects, one from the gospel world and the other from the secular world. He has traveled from South Africa to Nigeria to Kenya. Where else? This man has been taking flights left, right and center, preaching the good news according to the Bible, but also the good news of good music as well. James Propa, we're more than happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Actually, after teaching, I joined media. Yes. I think Kasuku found me at Dembe FM.
Yeah, I found you there.
But then I think that wasn't my calling. I took the route of music analysis. Yes. And here we are now. Yeah. I'm really glad to be here.
Music analysis.
Nasoma journalism. Yes. So I'm in the exact business. Yeah. I majored in news writing and reporting. Yes. So, but I want to give James Propa a thumbs up. Yeah. He's one of the guys who have really concentrated on this digital thing, because when we are starting out with him, of course to look at speed, and I think he chose to talk to take the digital angle of everything. That you know, and I'm always happy when I see him posting pictures. I think he's closely working with the guys at Spotify. Yes, and you know, my only downside with whatever is happening with him is one, that our musicians have not bothered to use him. They keep talking of things like copyright. They invite people, hopeless people who don't even know what they are talking about. And yet you know, and this is a guy who knows people 411 in the Nigerian music industry, in the South African music industry. Those are the two biggest in Africa. He can easily get to so many people and influence decisions. Today he could know someone he can talk to and get to Don Jazzy. Yes. You know, but our musicians, they sit in useless meetings. Every time a meeting here, we are meeting this one, we are meeting the other one, and the actual people that can help them are with them every day. Yeah. And they've never invited this guy to submit a paper.
They actually invited me, but when I went, the president was too busy. His Excellency Eddie Kenzo. Too busy to meet you. He was too busy to meet me.
Well, he has issues. I'm just wondering, because on James's end, with Kenzo, what would you do different that could you believe that could actually help our artists who seem to be struggling to penetrate the outside world, and they need help, and you know more when it comes to the analytics? What would you do different?
So if we are going to export, one, we need the labels, the majors, Sony, Universal, Warner, to set up here. Two, we need the DSPs, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, to also have local presence. The reason why they can't have local presence is because the business does not make sense for them. For example, we have about 300,000 people on YouTube. And when you look at other markets like Nigeria, for example, they might be quadruple that number. So if they're going to open up an office and they're going to give you a package that they give the guys in South Africa, each head count will cost them close to probably $6,000. That's close to 24 billion every head count, inclusive of taxes, you know, just making sure the business is running. So they need like 5 people. So with the money that they are making in Uganda right now, the business cannot break even, so they cannot open up here. So I believe, and for me, my suggestion is, and has always been, we need to excite those guys. Like they give people who make saucepans free land and free tax holidays. Why can't we give a tax holiday to YouTube so that they open up here? Why can't we give a tax holiday to Sony Music so that they open up here? Because once they open up here, then our artists will get signed. Currently we only have I think it's just Vinka, and you can see the numbers.
We had Keko as well,
and you can see the numbers. Vinka's video is the most streamed Ugandan video this year by Lando, because Sony has the power to make sure that everyone in Uganda that opens their YouTube, it will either be the suggested video, or it will be the top video when they open up their YouTube. So if we are going to move into that direction, we need those guys to come here.
Yeah.
Without them coming here, there is no way we're going to export.
Yes.
Without the numbers, for example, when you talk to, I was talking to a friend of mine, a DJ who also is a manager, and he was telling me, I was telling him, oh, you need your artist to either sign up with Empire, because I feel Empire is the thing now, and Empire, they have Ashake, for example,
and Fireboy,
yeah. And he was like, so can they give me an Ashake collaboration? But the question is, how many views, how many streams does your artist have?
Yes,
you get. And honestly speaking, from 4.4 million at Vinka, the next one probably has 3.8.
Yes. Yeah.
And still it's Vinka.
Yes.
So you
then
see,
you have Joshua Baraka.
So you see that power. So for me, that's what I think. That is where it starts.
Yes.
Then two, I feel we cannot have a successful industry with broke producers and broke songwriters. When you look at people at producers like London, you see their lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're flying around with Rema and all these guys. So in Uganda, and I was on a certain media house and I was saying, Eddie Kenzo, be the example. Invite every producer that you've worked with. Give them their
When he went
sheets.
for the Grammys, he went with a Stain.
Did Stain come back?
Yes.
That's a very better question. So he has brought it. So Kasuku gets to talk about it. He has done it in analytical format, and you are on ground.
Yes.
You speak to these artists, and they seem to have their own grievances as to why they believe they have not made it where they want to be.
I think the biggest issue we have is poverty. Yeah.
Of the mind or of the pocket, or both?
Of both. Okay. We have issues as a country. We have mentality issues. We don't see things the way they should be seen. So with mentality comes patience, hard work and all those things. Now, our musicians are used to eating from performances. Now we have to convince them.
It's how the system was structured.
Yeah. Now we have to convince them that you can make more money away from the performances. People get excited. There's a time we had MTV as the in thing here. Today someone tells you, "Anze Trace nebeta kuba ruyimba rwange kasta NTV erukuba," which is okay. But for them, they believe when NTV plays their song, our fans are going to come, they watch and you go. They don't think of a day when I can't release new music like every time, And I think that's where our biggest problem is now. We need to work on the mentality. We need to work on the poverty. Yeah. We need to have systems. Today people talk about copyright, and I laugh because copyright is working in some ways.
It is.
But however, for them, they feel copyright is supposed to be about how many CDs I sell, and that's not like it. We are selling our music, we are selling our content on YouTube. It's already copyrighted, So when someone talks about copyright, I'm like, okay, so when you get the copyright, how are you going to work around it? People still think that we should collect money from bar owners, we should collect money from radio owners, we should collect money from Abebizindalo. It's been going on. But the question is now, how much money is collected and how much money are you going to get?
Is delivered.
Yeah, so the moment they begin thinking beyond the stage performance, so many things are going to change.
Kasuku, that's a very beautiful submission. But just to chip in a bit, Nze Indoza, for the longest time, I have had the blessing of being around the entertainment industry, 10 years in the game. I'd like to differ away from you from when you say poverty is the one that is troubling us. I'd like to differ away from you because one thing I have noticed and one thing I have failed to understand, I think the biggest problem we have as a challenge here is priority over understanding the thing that you're doing. No. Priority. Because I'll give you an example. Can I give you an example?
Yes.
I'll give you an example. The Abeka band. They started with very low quality equipment in lockdown. Cream Hotel. But as we went by, you speak to like Dr. Trey, and Dr. Trey is telling you Nanonya keyboard Yamaha nengamba I'm going to work towards that keyboard. Nyonga ino keyboard gyogenda okugula ya million 12. Nagamba I am going to work towards that keyboard. Osege ekintu ekyo. Another person who's like Dr. Trey would buy a Subaru instead of buying that keyboard because he wants to live like Kasuku. Nagamba kasita keyboard jenina ebadde ekola Propa ontegeera keyboard jenina ebadde producing a music all these years ngenda kansigale neno ngule Subaru. Yet a Nigerian is saying what has Sony produced today, that they made a microphone in $10,000. That producer is going to buy that microphone, and when that artist is recording that sound, it's going to sound different. Because I've had a chance of being with international stars here, Nibagendo recording a music, and they are like,
What is this crap?
but nenga because gwomuliko, your job is ono wakabi olaba yakolera Propa endongo yakolera gundi endongo
yakolera video ya Wizkid
ono wakabi. I think we need to prioritize and understand the business je tulimu zendoza bwendoza
nakaterecho
tulina abayimbi wana abavuga zivenjova milioni 3
bwavu wa bwongo mukulu wabadde ayogerako.
That gets back to poverty. Naye akubaka kyatawo wenjo sura mu tawulo awamu Daginais. Musicians, by the way, surprisingly, some have met when it comes to their work. They are really serious about it. Most of them, they are willing to invest as much. Of course, because I told you they eat off performances, someone may not want to buy a mixer of 200 million. Because literally that is the whole year gone. But the small they can afford. Tekyaliyo ba recording ina mitwala 5 politi. Kati bali ku million yemu up. Yes. So but of course some of our producers, they are also not exposed. They can't go and search for these things. It's like the DJs. Now every DJ feels having a Mac and controller. Yeah, but there is standard equipment. Boyingira yo both standard equipment. Join okuba nayo standard equipment bibino. Naye oli omusangera nga China. We used to tell Medicaid, please invest in the mixer. Naye nga mixer gyayagala eddako ya millionaires. Nice innocent. Okutuusa we yajja wano n'alaba ekigenda mu maaso. N'amanya nino gifuna. So sometimes things are expensive for them, but they are dedicated. The thing about Ugandan artists, they are dedicated on their job.
Endongo.
Music bwabajja, they are dedicated. Kati kiri kyegambye mentality n'obwavu biba holding up back. Just that.
Last year, last year there were so many things when it came to the entertainment industry, all the way from the beginning of the year. It seemed like somewhat violence got to sneak into our industry, giving us some of the best moments, if I should say so myself, when it came to the Palazzo concert and the Alien Skin concert and the battle and everything. But now, as the year was tending towards the end, it must have shifted into a direction that very many people do not seem pleased about when it came to tribalism being included, politics as well being included in the industry. We do not know how far we are going to go if we keep going down that road, or if it is a necessary evil, as if you guys can shed light on it.
I'll start. I think the backbone of our industry was built on Buvuyo, you know. So it's the backbone. At Uganda, we find ourselves we really go for that stuff. Gundi warwana ne gundi, it will trend. Their music will play. For example, now I'm seeing Ray G Azanya, mwali badete muzanya. But because he did what he did, now his music is playing. So what is that saying to the next artist in line? All they're getting is, this is what I have to do if I have to get the attention of Mark Rebo and the guys at NTV. So I think that is why everybody will use the opportunity to fight, either to show power or to get an opportunity for exposure. Because without fighting, even if your music is good and probably you don't have enough money to push it, nobody will ever care about it. And the good thing with fighting is it comes at low budgets. Like, for example, if you had to spend, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. If you had to spend about 5 million to promote a song, if you just go in club and just punch Palazzo, then the next day your song will be all over the place. So I think this is why it has kept on going and going and going. I was asking someone, when did you last report or hear anything about Ray G? After the Purple Party incident, the next one was this one. So those guys never get a chance to shine in the Kampala mainstream, for any.
He has a brand new EP that he released.
Yeah, we never talk about them. So they have to do such things to make sure that we can give them some attention, and this is going to stay for the longest time. I mean, even Davido and Wizkid, they had to overcome it just after they had become so big, but they used it to elevate themselves, because in the African sense, even when you trace back at the time when kingdoms were strong and all that, it was always about war. So in our minds, war elevates you faster than anything, and we're going to live with this. We just have to live with it. We just have to keep praying that we don't lose more people.
And incidentally, you're mentioning these things, and I'm going to put the two of you on the spot, because a lot of people, especially the audience that is all about loving life and loving good music, they're saying it's the media, it's the entertainment journalist that actually highlights those issues, and you make them a big deal. Yes, you fuel the situation, as opposed to covering a story where Ray G has released his brand new EP and whatnot, and you talk about the EP and you digest the EP. You're waiting for who has Ray G stepped on, and so they're pointing the guns at the media fraternity and what stories you choose to be the headline.
That's what they have to do. I think it's called, you always find someone, a scapegoat.
Yes.
You find a scapegoat, because artists do these things when they know the media is going to talk about them, but after they talk about
so what
them,
is the role of the media then, Kasuku?
But even Kasuku,
stories,
after Kasuku was beaten, yes, he never turned back. That was his turning point.
His career changed.
His career changed.
Views increased. When do you have to wait? For example, Rick just dropped a brand new album. You will not talk about the album, but you will talk about who has beaten Rick Man.
Let me also just correct Uncle Propa before Kasuku chips in. It's not you just getting beaten. It also matters who beats you. Because had it been
you tell us
what dictates,
you want to tell us about the beating first?
Makes headline in the entertainment world.
I think our society moved sensational, and by the way, most media houses today are struggling because they've failed to move with what society wants. Today people want human interest stories. They don't want to hear the statistics about the economy, because, well, even if they hear the statistics, what's going to change? You get what I'm saying? They know it will rain, the roads will be bad, we shall go to the polls, we shall elect the same leader, all those things. So people have things they want. Now the media today dances around the fingers of what people want. Now the onus is on the artist to do work above release an EP that is top. Find a way of pushing it to the media's throat so that they vomit it. Yeah, the business of someone saying, you released the song, it was a good EP. I was telling people on 31st, one of the very good songs that were very well produced last year was Esanyu Ndagala by Irene Ntali.
Beautiful.
And somehow she did some media tours here and there. She came to KFM, and I'm like KFM now, and it stopped there. She's comfortable with her small gigs. She gets here, there, weekend and fly gigs, and she's okay with it. You get it?
Yes, but she could be bigger.
Yeah, but Vinka releases Bailando, Swang's Avenue is all over everyone. Yeah? Joe Landa releases a song, and Jeff Chiwa is all over us. And the song is there. So if the music is good, it doesn't matter that you just have to stop at the music being good. You have to push it, you know, you have to take it to our faces. Otherwise, so many people have good music and it's just there seated in their homes. Yeah. Now about the issue of Ray G and Azawi, I have some issues.
After the break.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nawanchayocha wamadde njagala mayala kijjawo tokoteno at the top.
Tokota tovao. We're gonna go for a break, and when we come back we still slice and dissect the industry today. We are in TV The Beat. Let's go. TV The Beat. James Propa is in the building, and of course Kuku Wazabanga Kasuku is in the building. We are broadcasting live from Governor, Uganda, East Africa's #1 night spot, and also we are proudly powered by Bell Lager, official Mpola Enjoyments beer. Mark Rebel, Sammy, Linda Den, and Dagi Nice. We are lucky to be with you today. Kasuku Ochatokota. Tubadde embalala nga tetunagenda mu break. Okomye ku Ray G na Azawi.
Ray G and Azawi.
Tulina tribalism eyingidde mu mbeera.
Tribalism teriiwo. There is no tribalism.
What would you call it?
Allegations of tribalism. You see, and that's the biggest problem I now have with Ugandans. Ugandans look at serious matters in a joking way. So someone begins saying tribalism. You don't know what you're planting. You don't know what you're planting.
Tell them.
The issue between Azawi and Ray G was very simple. Azawi came on stage, her music was playing. Who played her music? These battles of who is next on stage always happen backstage. Me, have been a stage manager. I can listen to Ray G if he says nali ntuddawo for long nga sigenda Azawi yali yakajja n'alinnya stage. I've held stages where those things happen. People don't know what happens backstage. Oli ku show, it's a launch, omuyimbi yazza at 7, wali wazza at 8 or 9, agamba nziruka ngenda Jinja, n'agamba DJ we gwerinnya tofaayo gwerinnya, olusi ne sente ne zitambula. Ogenda olaba Kasuku ali kusiteeka next on stage Sammy ate DJ akuba James Propa. Okitegeera endulu ne zivuga. So there was nothing to talk about. We only had to ask Ray G to be patient. Alinde gwe bakubidde oluyimba ddeko. I've seen those things, very very petty. But what happened was the media or the journalists from the West nabo bagirabanga chance. Now is our time to shine. The supporters of Ray G also said now is our time to do what?
Shine.
To shine. So ne babuukira Azawi. Ate kyayamba nti Azawi, she's a lady. She's not been involved in scandals before. So that is why you see chichari normal. Senga chari chikuddenga ku alien skin. Yeah? You could have had things here. But now they are even reserved as they make their comparisons. Because, well, Azawi is a lady and you know all those things. So I think it is uncouth. It's barbaric. So why was he coming on stage? That he was going to do what? You wait. These things happen every day. The first people making is
Kasuku.
Now that's where I have a problem. We have a group of idiots in this country. They are fools. That Muliku show ya Buganda in Kuka organized. Okay, it's a Buganda Kingdom event. Organizing. We already have people talking about tribal issues. Now, a fool and an idiot, you don't even know what you're going to eat tomorrow. Or can you go chupa? Or can you go chupa ngamazi wanywedde ga kaveera? Oli yasudde akachupa gwe koolonzeewo. Because we have to be civil. Ray G teyakuba ka Azawi. He only walked behind Azawi and was trying to tell her maybe Zembadde nziraka and all those things. Why do you have to throw bottles at him? Era njagala gavumenti ebeeko ekintu kyetukolera etandika oteeka abantu mu bivulu kasita okanyuga akacupa
They use you as an example.
tebakusiba awo wenyini mu kivulu we bakunyigira. Someone holds you by the balls. Nazinyigot. Nosanyalala mu wiiki ezi. Because if we begin simane babakwata ne babazero ne babazeri. If people may take it for granted, we shall get bail and you know those things. We need to see. Yeah, they hold you by here. You feel the because why do you throw a bottle at someone? Boka you get chupa ne kubo muyani ne mujjamu eriso.
It's
too bad.
But
How
do you go home and sleep?
Yeah.
So that was also uncouth.
Yes.
And people need to move past that by the way.
I want you to see this picture. This picture on our screen, Mark Rebo. If you give us that picture and tell us what it speaks to you, that picture.
That is who and who.
It's there.
Ray G and Azawi.
It has just been posted now.
They made the peace.
Yes.
Nakati chikuzayo wali ntikanyugo yakanyugo obuchupa wali okanyuga bwachi.
Yeah. But be that as it may, this might have been able to blow over.
Yeah.
But last year we had quite a number of, should I say, actually most of the what we would call the biggest show reigned from incidences that were sort of directed towards.
Yeah.
Let's guess in example the battle, Sheba and Cindy.
Yeah, but they did go
it was raining on. We had the Alien Skin and Palazzo. Those were two of the biggest, almost attended, should I say, shows last year, and they all stemmed from concerts.
Yali most attended. The other wasn't one of the most attended.
Oh no, but the battle also was high.
No ngamba nti bw'ogamba Alien Skin ne Palazzo. Alien Skin yali most attended. Tagala mukoze plural where
the most attended nga Freedom City entono okusinga cricket.
No, Freedom City entono na Freedom City abantu bazze basettinga records over time. Ever since we bagiggulawo twali tetulaba nko those numbers of Freedom City.
Palace mwenyewe yasoko setting a record ya Freedom City. Palace.
Palace nedda bambi.
Hey, Spice Diana Palace.
Tokola kintu ekyo.
Look into the numbers.
Tokola.
Towakana. Wali ku Palace.
That's nice. Omanyi oyina show yo ya 10 years. But
ayagala Palace ayimze.
The viewer, respect the viewer. Don't just throw around words. You know, spare the viewer. Ate ne bana abayimbi boyogera ko tuleme kubanyigira. Omusetinga nja.
Batala kutuyigirira bwerere.
So let us leave it at that.
Okay, guys, because you've mentioned that, and in line with Bebeko's list, I want to know who would you say were your most successful artists of the year? Those that pleased you, those that didn't do well. And you can start with shows. What were your favorite shows for last year? And looking forward to what we're going to be seeing this year as well, starting with Dagi Nice's show as well.
I think last year I attended very few shows because from here, and people need to work on this. I think it gets boring. I've spoken to some musicians. You know what happens at Serena is a musician steps on stage natandika show najimala with like 2 or 3 support acts. I don't understand, and anyway, Ugandans bamanya mbaina amalo. Me, I don't understand how I pay my 20k. I enter a show at 7. Omuyimbi najja ku sawa 4.
Do you know why? Because shows ekisawe, the idea behind them is a mini festival.
It's hopeless.
If it doesn't have experiential
mini festival,
it's hopeless.
It must have experiential for it to have that festival feel like Bell Oberfest had.
Yeah, I want to see a show where a musician steps on stage at 8, at 10:30 he's done, or 11 the show is done, we go home. And it is musicians that have to instill this in the people coming, because they always say abantu bajja late because mumamanyizizo kola ki. Africa band, everybody knows if they say 9 the music starts, whether you're 2 people or 3 bemuwera ku 7 bawabera bamaze. So people know if we are going to watch Africa band, even the shows at Serena, people know at 8 they begin. So if you come at 11, it's up to you, and we need to keep that standard. But I attended Gwanga Mje, was one of those very good shows. You will see he didn't have so many curtain raisers. He did it all by himself almost. Then I attended the battle, Very, very nice show. In fact, I was in charge at the battle. I attended Carol Casita's show, Chekecha. For me, it was lacking on so many fronts, but I believe it was her first show. Program bwebakwasa stage yakola stage management naye, you know those things where musicians come zenzirayo njagala nange kuyimba, so literally I think they didn't have the program so well, but I believe next time will be better. Then the other two shows was Aziz's show at Serena, very nice show, and Kenneth Mugabe's show. For me, those are the concerts I attended and feel like.
Well, I think for me, one, I want to, I think Shiba's show at Serena, that was amazing. First time to see a 2-day show.
That was the other year.
That was
not this, not last year. No, the other year.
The other year.
Yeah.
Yes. Then at Serena, I also saw Miss Achisemakula's show. That was quite good.
A lot of people are saying best show of the year.
Miss Ach.
Yeah.
That wow. It was a really nice show, and even in the preparations, ushers, they were celebrities. You see, there are people showing people where to sit. They're celebrities. Then I think the other show that is a highlight for me was the battle. One, because I think for the last 2 years I've been saying the future of Uganda music is female. The future of Uganda music is female, and here we are. We have a battle of champions, which has, I don't know about the financials, but in terms of turn up, it had the biggest turn up of all battles that I've seen in Uganda, and it's women. So for me, those were the hottest shows. Yeah.
Show ya Musuza yali yaddi.
He didn't have a show last year.
No, this
was the other year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but this last year also gave birth to a, should I call it a little pandemic of sorts, when it came to the shift in the music that we were releasing here in the Ugandan industry. Yeah. We had the likes of Chayo and Jai sleeping in there.
TikTok sound.
That is, I was trying not to use that term, but it was reigning supreme last year. So many people were arguing that our music may not be able to last long, considering the direction we had chosen to take. I don't know whether now we're more
of course, even now it's not lasting long because but that is music. Why it doesn't last long, like I told you, our musicians want money today and now, so the investment they have to put into music that is going to go further. For example, if you spoke to Maddox and he told you that album that has Namagembe, how much it cost, how long it took to produce it, that he's still earning from it today, you'll be surprised. So, but like I told you, Wavu and you know all those things, but there is a new crop of musicians with a new crop of sound, the likes of Virota, the likes of Joey Landa, the likes of she's called Ava Peace, that lady who sang with Mudra.
Ava Peace.
Mudra, of course. Then also Alien Skin himself. There's a sound he's doing. It's been here before. It's just coming back. People are trying. You don't have to be really the best at but there's a way. You know, there's a new sound that's moving, and I think for me,
Joshua Baraka
Yakuba. The only challenge about Joshua Baraka is he was not Ugandan. His music, his music was not Ugandan. Joshua Baraka Yakuba Nigeria,
and
Kenya.
He's even in Kenya as we speak right now.
Exactly. So even to date he can just move there and you don't know it's Joshua Baraka. What music way? Music your music atambula ku international scene.
Yes. How then do we ensure the alien skins of today and all these people who are making this, what I would say, for lack of a better word, the TikTok sound, crosses border, or is it enough for them to just create music that is typically consumed to a typical Ugandan as opposed to shooting at international levels?
When it comes to export, first of all, you need to understand the channels and how you're going to get the music there. I think one of the easiest ways to get there is through collaborations with artists in the markets where you want to go, or artists who sell in markets where you want to go. There was a mindset earlier that the Nigerian industry was closed, but now you see that one of the top 5 most streamed songs in Nigeria is Water by Tyler.
Yes.
So it's becoming more open. You see people like Kiddy from Ghana.
Yes.
The guy who did Terminator. You know,
King Promise. We have Black Sheriff as well from Ghana.
They are all starting to cross into. So however much the Nigerian industry is a bit tight to break into, but now it's starting to shift.
Yes.
So I believe if artists, one of the things they have to do is, first of all, the easiest win for us as Ugandans is to win the region, Southeast. Malawi, Zambia, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, That's the easiest way for us. Those are the easiest countries to first penetrate in.
But we are not doing that
because
right now Rwanda is on our neck. It has taken over.
They have taken over.
Now holding the industry by the balls.
So we need to collaborate as much as we can. And then too, we need to have binebintu byokera kumacha n'ogamba nino oluyimba wano tulutancha ku ssaawa 5. I don't think they make sense anymore. Music, the way you're supposed to have a release plan that probably runs for about 2 months prior to release, because one, you need to get your distributors, you need to get the DJs, you need to have everyone aligned so that by the time you're releasing, you're getting this music into spaces where these people are going to consume the music. The problem with our industry is because we are working for the stage, like he said, we just wake up today and release tomorrow. And when you release tomorrow, the other guys, for example, even on radio, sometimes these days you find that the scheduler will only include like 2 new songs every week. So you need to plan better. We need to plan better. We need to collaborate more. We need our artists to get signed to big labels, not necessarily major labels, but labels like Empire. They are doing a tremendous job on the continent. We need to, we simply need to.
I want to understand, when it comes to these things of list and which is the biggest song and who is the biggest artist, there are 2 things that we always consider, and we've always had this conversation, even as an NTV The Beat. You look at Alien Skin and you look at him on ground, and he's doing fantastically. I mean, you can't.
Ground is immeasurable.
And then there's online, where you have the Joshua Barakas, the Vinkas, who are leading the front, and all these other artists who may not do well. Lucky for Vinka, she's amazing both on ground and online. How then do we, draw that line where somebody can be good online, but at the same time be good on ground?
One of the best things that has happened to the Ugandan music industry, which unfortunately we are losing, is the song boost up, because at least now it gives us insight on what is trending on TV, on radio. Because for example, if Mark Rebo is passing somewhere and he has a nice song on ground and he's hearing it everywhere, certainly he'll play it. So what we need to do is start to look at the numbers from all these fronts. Then there is a part where we need the CMO, the Collective Management Organization, which is UPRS, to start tracking the songs that are being distributed in the what do they call them, the libraries, to start tracking what the DJs are playing in clubs. And this was a simple thing. They simply give you a dongle that tracks all the songs, and then from there we can get statistics. That's what will advise on what people are streaming on ground, what people are listening to on ground. But then there is no way we can include numbers that are immeasurable, that gundi wa amanyi ku ground. And this is why these companies cannot open up. But unula ku Spotify bala mu Uganda mwine abantu emitwalo 13. You get, yet the potential is really big. When they look at the smartphone penetration, it's still low. Yet probably something is wrong with our statistics. So even us as the music industry, we need to encourage people to use places where we can get counted. Because I believe even for you as an artist, as Alien Skin, it would be nice for you to know how many people are actually listening to your song. I don't buy the idea of us including on ground. It's immeasurable.
Proper. Chwani yogedde mu Luganda. Nze kankyogere mu Luganda. Sami kyakubuuzizza. Kankikugambe mu Luganda. Clearly. Gamba bugambi nti we just need to be digital. Simple. It's that simple. Because nandi yanachika mu Luganda kubanga kyengezaako kugamba is, I'll give you an example. Twabadde mu nkuuka. Omwana n'alinya ku stage n'agamba ffe tuli eno ku lumbe n'akomaawo ekisaawe kyonna ne kiyimba chorus. A foreigner wayimirira bwati nalaba omwana oyo nalaba ekisaawe kyonna nga kizemu Kasuku ayinza okugamba who is this guy osanga ekintu ekyo onfuna but it does not reflect online. Kiringa nsobola okugamba essaawa yakakati nti Bobi Wine can stand here wetuli wano ku governor and in a space of about 10 minutes you might easily have 500 people nga bayimiridde. Naye ku bitaano abo abajja okuyimirira bw'omugamba nti tambula paka ku Airtel House Bobi Wine ayinza okukola stampede kati mu town naye kuba mugoberera omukolera Bobi Wine ku Spotify bw'ate oluyimba lwe ku YouTube ayina 1000.
But I think kyetulina olaga abayimbi for starters tulina obalaga because kati bo baagala olaba sente zivaawa. We have to show them that if you on Spotify abantu emitwalo gino ebitaano abakugoberera singa oba passwordinga ne badda ku Spotify we bakusasula miliyoni 2 oyimbe ekivulu ate bano omwezi basobola okuleetera miliyoni 2.
You guys do not lie to the viewers.
Just by example.
I know you work closely with Spotify, but we also know the numbers do not add up.
No, this is the thing, Sammy.